And when I say they, you know who we're talking about. The same people who say, oh, these stereotypes and the standards of beauty are perpetuated by white people. And then it's y'all who make a film like this.
Yeah.
With the stereotypes perpetuated with the light-skinned chick is the hot girl, and then the dark girl with African features is not pretty. And her natural hair. And I'm just like, try something else. Maybe try fleshing out the characters a little bit better. I don't know. Kind of interrupted your review. So
yeah, no, you're good. You had some good points. I'm trying to figure out how this musical is going to plan out, because it seems like the sister has a more prominent role in the musical than she actually does in the movie. Because for the most part, the sister is non-existent because she's in Africa, right? So she's there in the beginning of the film, and then that's it, right? So that weird scene where Halle Berry is talking to Fantasia, talking about, you need to have confidence. You need to blah, 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 blah. She's the younger sister. And all she was concerned about was having fun and playing. Yeah. So this whole prep talk thing is weird, because it's like, that
wasn't her character in the
That wasn't her character in the movie.
I think they were dissatisfied with her character. One, if you notice, they replaced her with a lighter-skinned actress.
Yes.
Because the sister was also noted as beautiful.
Right.
So we got to change that. We can't be having anyone kind of dark, even though in that one they had her hair longer. So she's going to have the smooth, longer hair, light skin.
Yes.
And then we also need to give her more airtime because of that.
Yes, that is true. So we're going to have to change and doctor up the story a little bit to make sure that we give all the light-skinned chicks some more time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's for black women.
Taraji P. Henson's in this film, and that makes sense because, Taraji's not going to miss an opportunity to have an empowering black woman film. So there's that. I don't know, guys. I
just don't see how this is empowering black women, though.
Actually, yes. As a black woman, do you feel empowered?
No.
Why not?
One, I'm from the region that they're talking, the Africans, that they're, so all the, what do they say? Yo, you have African features and everything. It's like
dark.
You're so dark and black. And the reason he was beating her, and I'm just like, they're so obsessed with abuse and telling abuse stories, supposedly, and displaying it, and trauma, just the trauma corn, you said. But I don't think they really understand it, because you can have a well-written film and have it depict abuse, an abusive situation, and it still be well done. This was not well done. This is just your bias towards black men and what you want to showcase to everyone and what your idea is of black men, which I find is so interesting, that every time that they have an opportunity to showcase even a family, because every family, they had drama and abuse, even though the son was more of a weakling, he now starts also trying to abuse his wife, and then they end up having continuous physical altercations throughout with Oprah's character. Yeah. Sophia. And so it's just like everyone has to have an element of abuse, in addition to being a drunkard, in addition to being jobless, in addition to being an idiot because he kept falling through the roof. Like, there's just so many other things. And I say it's interesting because I contrast that with every movie that they want to be paired up with a white man. It's like the cream of the crop, top high earning, prince even. Like, you're with a prince with a white man, and it's just like, I wouldn't focus so much on the race part, but it's just that they don't even have, like, you don't have a character. You just have this mold of like, oh, this is a black man. This is the only thing he played as a black man. And then the things you say you have are traumatized by being a dark black woman and all that. You continue to put it into movies.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel as a black woman. Like, you can have better stuff. I will say, so aside from those horrible stereotypes, the themes of having family estrangement, the mother and the kids with both Sophia and Sissy's character and her children, and then the reunification later on, I did kind of like that when they got to see each other in the end. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's realistic with real life of how things go after so much time has passed, but I thought it was a nice way to wrap it back in a bow, where they did have some kind of peace in their life at some point, finally.
Yeah.
But it was just after so much abuse that I was just done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not too particular on that point because she was sending letters for years.
Oh
Um,
yes, to
so
no
and she
avail.
was trying. Yeah, she was trying, but she also understood that Mister was going to be hiding these letters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so but I do think that today, 2022, sorry, 2023. I don't even know what year it is. I think we need to go back to creating films that depict healthy relationships because at this point we're way on the other end of it. Like all we see is essentially the message that you get from this film that's about to come out. I guess it's a rehash of what already happened. A film like Frozen, the only love that is attainable for you is a sisterhood love, either with your actual biological sister or with some other chick who is basically being a proxy sister.
Yeah, and this chick could have been sleeping with your husband or your, whoever you're with.
And she was.
And she, and that in this
In
case,
this
she
particular
was.
case, she
Yeah.
was. And sleeping with you.
So it's and sleeping with you, you know.
It's a. I don't know.
So basically, and to me, that screams the black woman can do anything they want. They're untouchable, and then, anything that the black man does is bad, right? Because before, Sophia started getting hit by the husband, she was already like verbally abusing and accosting and embarrassing the husband. I'm not going to condone either way of them hitting, but it's just like she was abusive. So I was like, you guys, they really don't. You're right. They need to depict a healthy relationship because, and I wasn't even thinking he was actually going to hit her. Mm-hmm. I was thinking, okay, so you all can only see a relationship where the father is beating the Whoopi's character, or the son is getting beat on by a stronger black woman character. So this is what we promote. We're fine with this one because they're together. But no, they separated too. So it's just like. Right.
And I think
it's one thing if you don't know and you imagine, right? But it's like you imagine this princess life with a white man and this, dark slavery life with a black man.
And now this is going to come back, and all this is going to do is reinforce bad ideas that people have. I would love to see a film where a man and woman have a situation happen, and they work together to get through the situation. So it could be anything. It could be a natural disaster. It could be, a supernatural thing. It could be, outer space. Anything, really.
It's a good idea.
But just have them actually. We need to see more of us working together to resolve issues because right now it's an overabundance of us not working together. And us basically, the idea of us being together is toxic. Yes. Like the very idea of a man and woman in the same space is toxic now. And so, that's going to reinforce bad ideas. And then, of course, when people are going to walk out into the world thinking that these things are real. And
that's what they are walking around like it's real. Because I think I wouldn't be so irritated if it wasn't depicted in real life. And then people go onto podcasts and go into different arenas and just speak as if this is a real man that you've met. And I want to ask them every time. I mean, the next time someone does do that, which they typically don't, we don't interact. If they do say something like that, I'm going to be like, oh, were you abused?
Were you yourself abused? No, but I've seen it. Where? In a movie?
Yes, because they always have this person that, well, what if she's abused? Or what if, and I'm like, who? Who was abused?
Well, he's down low. How did you get that idea? Oh, was it a Tyler Perry film where every dude was basically gay?
He's broke. Like, okay.
I mean, that's.
And I think your idea of the film, a new film with a healthy relationship, going through a difficult time in any of those topics you mentioned, but also have a financial element where she's not like, oh, this is your fault, and to the male counterpart, and we're broke now because of you, and I'm leaving, and I could do it by myself. It's like it never works.
That was Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Right, she leaves because he's broke, and he struggles with his son, And then eventually he was able to get that internship, struggle some more. Eventually he was able to get hired. And then now his son is, him and his son are out here getting it.
And how many black women do you see trying to promote that film? Or did you see during that time that it came out promoting that? Or even referring back to it as a great film? They don't care about that. They care about Woman King and other stuff. We can't have movies that portray a black man as responsible. And at this point, you're right, men in general, because modern women are just like, we could do it all on our own.
Yeah, I would say that's correct. Before, at least white men were untouched on that, but now they're getting it too. So, it's getting played out. It's getting to the point where it's really old.
If you were doing it on your own, you wouldn't be standing here crying on TikTok and all this every other 5 seconds. Oh, it's so hard. Everything's so hard. Work is hard. Raising a child is hard. All those things. Yes, it's true when you're trying to do everything by yourself and you want everything to be exactly your way. And when you're also vindictive and trying to like strip away any piece that someone else has, which is a lot of times they try to do. But